I gathered all of my lieutenants and shared the information with them. I also introduced Glenda to everyone. Of course, this also meant that she was under surveillance from now on. Glenda would have to win our trust through her own effort in the future. I introduced her to Kajin and Kurobi as well and let them inspect Glenda's pistol. Now, they could probably help supply some ammo for her. Perhaps we could end up mass-producing pistols. I really wanted to own guns, to be honest, but I had no interest in letting them flow freely in the market. Instead, I would only distribute it to important people through a license system. It looked very cool, so I wanted one. As I was getting dorky with these ideas, time passed on quickly. It was the day to explore the ancient ruin. Everything was ready. I looked great in my explorer outfit. I even had a prototype of the pistol. Kajin took an interest in the matter and used the free time in between his research and made the model. Duld engraved the model and installed a mechanism that could cause small explosions via mana. Since gunpowder wasn't being used, there was no need to discharge a shell casing. Now all you needed to do was to insert the oval-shaped bullets. Its caliber was around 9mm, and you could load 16 rounds. The blowback that happened every time you shot had the purpose of reducing the sudden recoil of firing, as well as chambering the next bullet. It was crafted like a toy, but its power could rival that of a .44 Magnum. This was all because of the magisteel that was used to craft the gun, allowing it to withstand a high enough impact. The engravings that delivered the magical explosion were tuned to the maximum force possible, which is what granted the weapon its devastating power. Different types of ammo had different magnitudes of power. Under normal circumstances, one could use the plain lead bullet. The mithril bullets, which were enchanted with mana, were specially made to deal with monsters. The amount of mana infused would change the strength of the bullet, meaning the weapon was highly adaptable, depending on what target you were fighting. The weapon's rating was rare grade, but it could attack with the firepower of a unique grade weapon. It was an interesting choice of arms for sure. It even surprised Kajin and the others who made it. Its power had made us consider listing it as the official gear for our new recruits. However, just as I stated prior, this decision needed to be contemplated carefully. To put it bluntly, it was hardly a noteworthy addition to our arsenal. In a sense, it was just a fanciful weapon. I was hesitant to make it an official sidearm. The idea was to only lend them out if it was deemed necessary, depending on the circumstances. Yep, like this time. The right gear is what gave us a certain flair. Pursuing the fantastical is man's aesthetic. This thing looks so cool. The recoil after firing also feels super nice. I see Gopta and I share the same taste. I made this to lend to people, but I suppose I can give one to Gopta. You know your stuff, Gopta-kun. But this is very dangerous, so do not point it at people. Of course. I will cherish it with my life. Gopta seemed delighted. Ranga was watching Gopta enviously. But Ranga-chan, you can't exactly use that gun. That's why I've put this handsome scarf on you, so please forgive me. I've got Hercules X with the clothes chosen for me by Rimuru-sama. Sean, you can't wear that during an exploration. You gotta consider your personal safety. Sean was so excited about the clothes I gave her that she wanted to try them on at the nearest opportunity. However, those clothes were for fun, not suitable for doing exploration. What a pity. And upset, Sean switched back to her usual suit. That one looked pretty weird as well, but it was Sean's combat suit, so it would have to do. Rimuru, how do I look in this? Milim asked me excitedly. Oh, this one suits you well. All the preparation for today has been worth it. Just like me and Gopta, she switched to the newly made explorer outfit. This feels so comfortable, I'm so agile in this. It also has so many pockets, it feels so cool. Milim was wearing a short-sleeved shirt and shorts. I didn't really feel it was that appropriate, but I figured it'd be fine since it suited her so well. That's right, you gotta thank Shuna for that. Woo. Yeah. We were all very satisfied. And so, we headed off for our destination in high spirits. Our destination was the home base of the Freedom Association located at the capital of the Kingdom of Ingratia. We were planning to meet up with the others and head straight to the puppet nation Jistav. I didn't even need to go through the headquarters door, as Kagami-san was already waiting at the entrance. Long time no see, thank you for having us today. Nice to meet you, I am Milim. Nice to meet you, my name is Kagami. It's a pleasure to see you. We exchanged warm greetings with a smile as Kagami-san led us to another venue. Milim. Nothing's wrong, but it's just that. Kagami-san looked confused about our conversation. She was Yuki's subordinate, so just in case, we listed her as a suspect. Just now, my conversation with Milim was to have her confirm whether there was anything fishy about our suspect using her dragon eye. Milim seemed to have noticed something strange, but apparently there was no major issue. I still wasn't entirely reassured, so I thought that I'd best stay on guard for now. My team has gathered as well, allow me to introduce you to them. After gazing at us in a rather unexplainable way, Kaguli-san began to introduce the teammates. At the square near the HQ, a line of people was awaiting orders. Kaguli-san had trained an exploration team and had handpicked some of the most outstanding individuals to accompany us during the upcoming exploration operation. Even though I made it clear to them that we may get ambushed, these people still came nonetheless, almost fearless. There were a mixed group of around 10 members. All the passers-by were looking at them curiously, but none of the teammates took note of the stares. They looked to be well trained. Their attire could only be described as armed to the teeth. They were all heavily geared, unlike our casual equipment. Covered in very thick and heavy clothes from head to toe, they were carrying all sorts of bulky backpacks. Among their tools, they brought canes, crowbars, shovels, and many other useful items. Then, Rimuru-sama, I shall have someone carry your luggage for you. Where have you put it? We didn't bring any luggage, just new clothes. No, we didn't really prepare anything in particular. This will do. What? Surely you jest. No, it's no use telling me that now. It's not a good idea to show your bare skin. With all those bug bites and stuff, you're more likely to get hurt, aren't you? The explorer outfits excelled at covering their skin. Sloppy clothing was also a no-go. Will it though? My skin's protected by Yauki, so it shouldn't matter. But Kaguli-san is angry though. You too? In my opinion, your gear is way too light. Both of you are underestimating the exploration business. I don't get it. They are nitpicking problems with such a fervor, but what were our mistakes? Please calm down, it's alright. Despite how I look, I'm actually a fairly experienced adventurer. To be fair, since we weren't going camping, it would be fine to wear light clothing. But I didn't need to say it out loud, I'd just show her when the time comes, surely, they would understand. Since you say so. However, if you run into any trouble, please tell me immediately. We probably won't run into any trouble. I only considered this a hike, but I did keep my guard up. I have also warned Gopta, Ranga, and Shion as well. Now then, let's get on with our hike. Then let's prepare the horse carriages. Do we really need that? Kaguli-san gazed at me with a baffled look. I was confused as well. Because it would take around 2 months to travel to Jistav by horse-drawn carriage, I didn't intend to do that from the start. What do you mean by that? Kaguli-san asked. I then asked them to move to the outskirts of the city first. Near a less populated area, I opened up a portal with spatial domination to connect to Jistav. I had gotten pretty handy using this now and could link up locations I had already been to very quickly. Please go through this. It won't disappear anytime soon, so you guys can walk through just fine. Upon finishing my sentence, the members of the exploration team who had been watching the outcome in stunned amazement began to stir. You gotta be kidding. I don't even know how far it is from here to there. Demon Lord. So strong, too strong. This is such overkill. So, all of our preparations have been for nothing. I heard these murmurs run through the crows. I suddenly felt pretty bad for them, but also kind of smug myself at the same time. And so, we arrived at the puppet nation Jistav. The dark elf tribesmen came out to welcome us. They lined up in front of the entrance of the castle and bowed deeply to us. Welcome to Jistav. You must all be very tired from your long journey, said the chief, who was acting as the representative, as she came to greet us. While she was the chief in name, she looked like she was in her 20s. The chief was a female, a blonde beauty with tanned skin, nonetheless. That's not exactly the case. Oh yeah, have the rooms been prepared? Of course, everyone should get their own room. If need be, we've also prepared a bigger room. I informed them beforehand that we would visit, but it looked like everything was in order. Let's drop the luggage off in the bigger room first, shall we? Let's head to the big room to put down our luggage. Today I wish for you to show us around the castle. Understood, please follow me. With the chief's instructions, we let her guide us to the large room. There I had all the teammates put down their luggage. They did as they were told and put down their luggage in an almost robotic fashion. What just happened? Has it even been an hour since we gathered? We seem to have already reached our destination. This is too bizarre. It's gotta be a trick. 1 room per person, Are we being treated as guests in this castle? Just now I was saying that they were acting like robots, but it seemed they were just unable to catch up with what was going on. Their heads must have been spinning as their whole world was turned upside down. Rimuru-sama ordered me to take care of everyone here. If you were to experience any inconvenience, there is no need to restrain yourself. Please let us know, the chief said with a gentle smile to assuage the flabbergasted teammates. That was the moment it clicked for them, and they finally decided to accept the reality of the situation. Seeing them like this, I couldn't help but giggle. Afterwards, I took the group to check out the castle with a guide. As expected from the home base of Demon Lord Clayman, I could only describe it as extravagant. The dark elves were managing the castle with care. Not a speck of dust could be found. Milim, when the expedition is over, you will be in charge of this place. However, the local residents asked to continue living here. I know, I will have people deliver food and supplies regularly. Thank you, Demon Lord Milim-sama. You're welcome. You are my citizens as well. I'm just doing my job. Oh, even Milim has become an astute ruler. It must all be thanks to Free Sen's efforts. Apart from being impressed by Milim, I also asked some other questions, such as whether there would be any inconveniences. This castle was vast, big enough for all the Dark Elves to live in. There were no castle towns to speak of. There seemed to be places for Magians to live in, but they were all working for Geld now. I heard that the Dark Elves were managing these residential areas as well, for them to live in the day they returned. This is the entrance to the ruins. There are 3 levels in total. The bottom floor seems to be a tomb. We were only able to enter the upper floor, since for the middle floor and below, only Demon Lord Clayman knew what was held there. Hakiru also reported that the entrance to the ruins was inside the castle. Then have you figured out the layout of the upper floor? Yes, all of the treasure from the upper floor was collected. Right now, we are using it as living quarters. I heard that there were many empty rooms, enough to easily fit over 1,000 men.